Hi there, welcome to Meetings on Leapsome. In this video, I'll be walking you through how you can get started with your first meeting series on the platform. Meetings are an essential part of aligned and high-performing teams. With Leapsome, you can unlock the full power of your meetings by setting clear agendas, staying on top of all of your meeting talking points, your notes, and also creating accountability for your different action items and action plans with your meeting collaborators. So let's take a look at how you can do all of this with Leapsome. Before we get started with creating our first meeting series on Leapsome, the first step I can recommend is setting up your calendar integration with Leapsome. You can do so in the top right corner by clicking on your username, profile settings, scrolling down to the calendar integration section, and linking to your Google or Outlook calendar based on the one you use. It's going to be a few clicks, and once you've done so, it will be synced and integrated with your calendar. After integrating your calendar, it's easier than ever to get started with creating your meetings on Leapsome. Let's take a look. In the Meetings module, you need to go into Actions, Create New Meeting, and if you have already synced with your calendar, all you need to do is search for your already existing recurring meetings in your calendar. You can simply pick any of those and create meeting to get started. In case you are creating a new meeting from scratch and don't yet have it on your calendar, it's a few additional steps. You can enter a title for your meeting, who should be involved. You can simply enter the email address of your collaborators here in the section, define the timeline, the start, the duration, and click Create Meeting to get started. Once you have your meeting series created on Leapsome, you can then get started by personalizing it to make sure it's up to your specifications. The Meetings module is very intuitive, straightforward, and easy to use. It's very versatile, so you can personalize it to make sure it's up to your needs, your specifications, and preferences on how you work best in your meetings. Firstly, in the meetings page, you'll be able to find a record of all of the past instances of your meetings, so you don't have to ever worry about losing track of any past notes or talking points, as they're all going to be compiled and loaded on the platform. You can use the search function to easily find any past note or talking point that you've added on the platform, and you can customize all of the different meeting sections to add any of the recurring topics and sections that you may be discussing across your recurring meetings. You can also have a collaborative agenda so that you and your meeting collaborators can add all of your talking points for these recurring topics that you may be discussing across each week or every other week based on the frequency of your meeting series to have your discussion and talking points for each of these important topics. When adding a talking point, you can take advantage of all the multiple formatting options. You can add any links, bullet points, or even attach any documents to make sure you have them handy with you in case you ever want to revisit them in your Leapsome meeting. In case there's any changes you'd like to make to your meeting, you can easily do so in your settings, where you can adjust the frequency, the timing, as well as your meeting structure. In case you want to delete or add any new sections, you can also find some of our section ideas with some inspiration of maybe some different questions or topics to think about and discuss in your recurring meeting series. If any of these are interesting to you, you can simply click on Add to include them into your meeting form. Once you and your meeting collaborators are ready to meet, you can simply share your screen here on Leapsome and check off the different talking points off your list as you finish discussing them with your colleagues. Any points that you may not have time to discuss in your meeting, you can simply leave it unselected, in which case Leapsome will automatically carry them over to the next section so that to make sure that you don't miss out on any important talking points. As you go through all of your different points, there might be different to-dos, tasks, or takeaways that you need to get back to at a later time. You can simply create all of these tasks as action items for you, for yourself, or for your meeting collaborators. You can simply enter the action item, and you can also assign it to any of the collaborators that you may be meeting with. In your action items view, you will see all of the different action items across multiple meeting series. So you can have one place with all of your action items to use as a to-do or checklist. In addition to that, you can take advantage of the shared and private notes functionality. As you go through your meeting, maybe there's some shared notes that are relevant not only for yourself, but also your meeting collaborators. You can simply enter them here and they will be visible not only to yourself, but all the participants included in your meeting series. On the other hand, maybe there are some private notes that you want to take just for yourself based on the discussion that you can simply add here that are only visible to yourself. And you also have the option to carry this over to future meetings as well if you would like. Pretty much it. So as you can see, very easy, very straightforward to use. At the same time, really can support you by working in a more efficient and structured way. In addition to that, there's even further topics that you can take advantage of by using meetings on Leapsome. For example, goals, instant feedback, and competencies are some additional functionalities you can use with your meeting series on the platform. With goals, whether you own any OKRs or have any personal development goals, you and your collaborators can easily find the goals that you own on the platform to have a quick overview on all of your different key results, your goal progress, your updates, whether different goals are on track, off track. And the best part is you can also update this directly within your meeting to make any new updates or new comments, progress changes to your goals directly on the platform. This can make it super easy to ensure goal updates and make sure all of your goal progress is up to date on the platform. Similarly, with instant feedback and competencies, you can see all of the different recent feedback, praise that you and your meeting collaborators have received, as well as the different competencies that may be expected of you, which can be especially handy for your development focused conversations. Please feel free to reach out to us for more information in case you'd like to know more about these additional tools on the Leapsome platform. And that's pretty much it. Hope this onboarding video was useful to you to get an intro into how meetings works on Leapsome. Please feel free to give it a go and get started and create your first meeting series on the platform. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you so much.